Hello, this is my video blog week 12, I believe. If it's wrong, I'll correct that. This video, I'm going to show you how you mark your looms, your S-shaped looms, to do in a rake fashion instead of going all the way around. Now the loom I'm using here is the London Gallery. It's also sold as the Knit UK loom. And this is kind of an interesting loom. It's pretty much the exact same as the Serenity, but it comes with extra pegs, and these pegs are removable. And so if you want to make it a smaller gauge, you can, which at some point I will fill it with the rest of the pegs and go through and re-show you how to mark everything. But for now, I'm just going to show you the concept of how you do this. So on any S-loom you have, if you want to mark it yourself and figure it out on how to do different stitches, this is how you do it. And honestly, it's just trial and error. What we're going to do is the rib stitch, because I've already got it marked for the figure 8 stitch, which if you have the Knit UK loom and you want to know how to mark it for the rib stitch, there is a link in the description below. Alright, so we tie our yarn to our anchor peg, which is one of these end pegs here. And what we do is I'm doing the rib stitch, which is 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Now, what I do is, like I said, it is a trial and error thing. You watch the shape that it's making and see it's kind of starting to curve over a bit more. So, we'll go back here. Let's try skipping this one. And we're ignoring the pegs I've already got marked because it's for a different one. See, if we do it right here, that's going to be angling it over that way a bit more. So we're going to skip that one. And I'm hoping this is a pretty quick one for me to do. Now around these corners, typically you'll have more skipped because this is how it works. There are more pegs on the inside curves of these looms than there are the outside curves. So to compensate for that, you have to skip pegs. Now on most of your looms, you can do it, wrap it about halfway, and then just mirror it on the other side. Now this loom, I had like one extra peg I had to mark for the figure 8 stitch. I'm not really sure why that is. I haven't really looked at the pegs too much to really check it out anymore. Yeah, you just wrap and you'll see it start to angle over a bit, and just when it does that, I skip. And I don't really think, I just go about wrapping it. And then we'll see if it matches up at all on the other side. No, that doesn't look right. See right here, I've got it's twisting kind of weird. You got one skipped there. One skipped here, one skipped here, one skipped there. We'll do it like that for now, and then we'll look it over, and then you got to go through and you adjust. Okay, so this is my first go through. I've got the whole thing wrapped with the rib stitch. Now I got to go through and just kind of look at it and see if there's anything where the stitches need adjusted. Let me move my camera up a bit more, give you a better view of all this. Alright, so we're going to look on this side. Alright, those are looking pretty good. I might want to skip that one instead just to see how that turns out, which typically what I will do is if I want to change a peg that I skipped, I just do that. Okay. Well, to me that looks better. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see if this side looks good, where I've got them all marked. I don't want there to be too much stretching between them. And the reason you want to try to mirror the marked pegs on the opposite side is because if you're using a lighter weight yarn and you're doing your rib stitch on or your figure 8 stitch, you know, with the rake style, you might end up with slightly bigger spaces where the pegs are skipped. Which that's okay. I mean, this is a rib stitch. It's going to have spaces in it anyway. But if you have it on the one side and you have both sides marked the exact same, it's going to look like more of a design in your pattern instead of, okay, well, maybe they messed up their tension here or something was going on. It's not going to look out of place. Okay, so this side looks good. So what I'm going to do now, sorry, this is going all over the table. Okay, so now I like the way that side looks. I'm going to see if I can mirror it, if it'll look okay. So I'm just going to undo this side. Okay. And what I'm going to do is, I've got a little pin here. And I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. And I mark the pegs on the opposite side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, so this one is marked, which we will have to mark them a different way if we have the same peg marked for more than one stitch. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2. That one is skipped. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. So I've got all those marked, and now I'm going to just go and see if it matches up okay. Okay, and I'll see. I can't skip that one. If I skip that one, it'll be 2. So I'm just going to try skipping that one instead. Okay, same with that one. Okay, so with this one, yep, it's off. But I think that's just due to the number of pegs on this particular loom. Yes. Alright, which if you see, this loom has an odd number of pegs compared to most of your others. So all of these are down just one more. So if that one skipped, this is the one that was marked. And this was the one that was marked. And I think this was... No, this one was the one that was marked. This was the one that was marked. That's the one that was marked. That's the one that was marked. So it's off just by one. So that's not going to be too bad. That'll work. But this is, I have marked a lot. I figured out how to mark a lot of different looms, and this is the only loom that I've figured out how to mark where I couldn't mirror it, and it's just due to the number of pegs on it. So once you get these marked how you want them, you want to be able to remember which pegs are marked for what stitch. And if you use a Sharpie, the Sharpie will slowly wear off. I have found just using fingernail polish just seems to do the best, and that's what I do. And I've already marked the other ones with, I'm not even sure, I think it's like a dark purple maybe, or a dark red. I just got a lighter red, And what I'm going to do is just go through, and any peg that is skipped, paint the tops here, which in the description I'll put the number of the pegs, the peg numbers that I skipped. Now when you have a peg that's already marked for something else, you got to figure out a different way to mark it. You can either mark, you know, half of the top with one color, but for this situation I can't really tell, so I'm just doing a dot in front of it. Actually, I'm going to do that for all these. I'm going to mark the top and I'm going to put a dot in front of them because these pegs are removable. I should have done it with the last one, but I didn't even think about it. Okay, so let's turn this around. So we got this one, but it's a removable peg, so I'm putting a dot in front of it as well. Okay, see this one? It's already marked, so I'm just going to put a dot in front of it. Now we're going to go over to this side. Dot in front, mark the top. Dot in front, mark the top. Dot in front, mark the top. Which I think it might be a little harder to mark these ones because this is a pretty large gauge loom. I'd say it's an inch. I haven't measured it, but it's a good size gauge for a loom. And I just think it's easier to get a better look with your smaller gauge looms. But of course this one has the option to make it a smaller gauge, which I will do separate videos on how to mark for it. This one was just kind of like just to teach you how to do it and the concept behind it, because some people wrap different. Some people like to start on one side, other people, you know, like to start on a different side. So this way, if you watch, because I'm not the only person out there that has videos on how to mark looms, and you're going to notice if you look at other videos that people put out on how to mark looms, they're not going to have, if they have the exact same pegs marked, they got the idea off somebody else, which that's awesome. But if the pegs are different, that means that they sat down and they figured it out how to do it by themselves. And that, you know, it takes a little bit more time to do that. But if you want to do that yourself and you want to see how to wrap it what you like the best, this is how you do it. You just wrap it, and then once you see the yarn start to tilt a little bit more than normal, just skip pegs until it just kind of evens out. Now, on some looms, no matter what, you're going to have, like here's one where it's a little more than normal over here, but that's fine because the other side does the same. So both sides of the blanket are going to match, and even though this one's off by one on this second side, nobody's going to notice it because it's just one peg. Like this one, peg 2 is marked instead of peg 3. So it's not going to be a problem at all. And this is how you do the rib stitch. Now to finish like your cast on. This is the cast on for your rake style or double knitting stitches are all the same. You just do the pattern and then you go back and you repeat the pattern. You follow it. So you just do the same thing. And I'm trying to watch how I hold this because the paint's wet. But see, it's just going to mirror the pattern you did on the bottom. And then when you get to the other end, you're just going to take the bottom loops, pull them over the top, push all that down, and you just go back and forth doing the exact same pattern, and it's all going to look the exact same. It's going to be nice and uniform, and you're going to have these nice big like lines down through your entire blanket. Okay, I hope this video helped. Thank you to everybody who has requested. I'm so sorry I didn't write down the names. I need to start doing that. But I did have an individual who actually requested a few times on how to do a different type of stitch on these S looms other than the figure 8 stitch, because she didn't like the figure 8 stitch. And thank you so much, because now I've got just the only looms I have left to mark for the rib stitch are the Cindy Wood looms, which I will probably do those next week. But this is it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and comment below. And if you have videos that you would like to see, please let me know. Thank you.